I sold my soul to the bottle. Still none of my friends have left me yet. I'm the same man I was since the age of 13, and I've lived my life with no regrets. If you're looking for some freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum. If you're looking for rhyme or reason, all it takes is 10 drinks minimum.
Oh man, it is the last party of the weekend. You are listening to 10 Drink Minimum. My name is Chris, and I'm your host. Billy is not here today.
Billy's not here.
Smiley is not here today.
Smiley's not here.
But
missed Smiley.
oh wow, why did it not switch
Shout
over?
out to
Hold on.
Smiley.
Oh, are we not? Let's see. I don't know. Hold on.
Use your words.
There we go. Let's transition. There we go. Maybe I'm live now. But instead, oh man, I've got a couple of invaders in my studio, and man, my little board is not working today. I don't know why, but there we go.
board?
Here we go. Let's live up everybody. Here we go.
Your board's not working. Imagine the audience.
Ooh.
Super board.
There we go. So we've got from Two Men On, Fred Slow.
Let's go.
And Van Nulle.
You know, it's just an honor just to be here, my friend.
Yeah,
it really
yeah.
is. It really
Yeah.
is.
Interesting. So welcome, guys, to the invasion of 10 Drink Minimum by radio, guys. What is going on, man?
Why are we slumming?
Well, we're
Ah.
radio and television and internet and all
don't
kinds
know.
of fun stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm having a lot of trouble with my little board
Take your
today.
time.
Hey, I'm not in a hurry. Got a little
Yeah.
cocktail here. We're good to go.
Yeah, interesting. So how do you guys doing today?
Decent AF.
Yeah.
I got to watch my temporary roommate and voice of the Isotopes, Josh Sushan, jump up and down like a maniac for 2 hours
Okay.
as his San Diego State Aztecs advanced to the Final Four.
First time ever. And
Is
this
that right?
Very big
first
for
time
him.
ever. The
Yeah.
MAC is the Rocky Mountain. What are we in? The West.
Mountain West.
The Mountain West has never been where they currently are.
Correct.
So that's a
No.
cool thing for
The
them.
one and only.
And I was excited I wanted us to like try to make it to the Sweet 16. That's a goal, right? For the Lobos to make it to Sweet
It's a
16.
loser's
Yeah,
goal.
it's a goal for fucking losers.
Well, yeah.
You, what are you doing? You in little
I mean,
Albuquerque right now?
Have you seen the Lobos play before? I mean,
You know who's not going to see him play anymore? Josiah.
Aw, adios.
yeah. Is that one of the guys that's leaving in the transfer portal?
That's exactly
That's
that.
the thing.
No.
Can you imagine getting $160,000 to not figure it out?
How
Can
does
you
it-
imagine that?
Okay, so I haven't really kept up. How does all that work where the people get paid now? I don't know.
So there's in theory and then there's in practice, right? So in
Right.
theory, you find a guy. In theory, you find a car wash or you find a whatever, and then they give you some coops and a couple $100, and that's it. You're an NIL athlete. In practice, buying groups. In practice, buying groups. So yeah, all these alumni get together and they create gigantic funds, and they pull from those funds, and they ask you to get along with your teammates and not sleep with each other's girlfriends, and
Oh, wow.
and then it doesn't obviously work.
You're asking a lot.
You're asking a lot.
And he can come back. He's not obligated to leave. He just entered the transfer portal. Actually, 4 dudes entered the transfer portal.
Yeah.
So, like, adios, the whole team.
See ya.
Adios,
got
the
one-
whole team.
We got 1 dude left.
Wow. So I guess, yeah. So it's a rebuilding year, I'd say.
He's the best one, though.
Is it the Mashburn? Is it not?
The Dent. No, I think they're all gone. Everybody's gone.
Mashburn left too?
I don't know. So I heard all these stories. Who's going to be back? Who's not? And we'll figure it out. I mean,
Yeah.
and here's the thing for Lobo fan. All these guys leave. What's the worst case? NIT? You're already there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst case?
Well, we lost the first round of the NIT. That was kind of a little bit of embarrassing, right?
Well,
Super
it was
lost.
a bad matchup because we were playing a team from Utah, and you know Utah teams like they're all 30-year-olds. They have wives and mortgages and kids.
Oh, that's
and-
right. Yeah, because they kind of go off on whatever that. What do they call that?
Yeah, they
Mission.
go on their mission.
It's a mission.
I was gonna say Rumspringer, but that's not right.
The Rumspringa is when the Amish,
Yeah.
at 16 years old, are able to venture into the real world.
Yes.
And the surrounding communities of Pennsylvania that surround their Amish communities, the predators there scoop them up.
Really?
And then they say, come experience the real world. And they meet them with a Bud Light and weed.
The hockey team, the Nashville Predators.
The Nashville Predators, located in Hersheyville, Pennsylvania.
They drive up and
Yeah.
they,
If you're not familiar with Rumspringa, you can watch the documentary Kingpin.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
Yeah,
What
that
is
tells
the-
you all about it.
There's another one where like Seth Green plays an Amish guy and he fixes the guy's car and then Fall Out Boy randomly plays a show in the Amish barn. What movie was that? It's
Oh my God, how did I miss a Seth Green movie?
yeah, right.
Sugar,
Oh, man.
was it
Oh, yeah.
Seth Green or Seth?
Just
Seth
when you think
Seth
you've seen
Green.
them all.
Yeah, Seth Green.
Airborne. That's
what
the
is
number
that?
one Seth Green movie. Airborne.
Right. Let's see. Well,
Sugar, I'm going down swinging. Ask me for another Fall Out Boy lyric. Can't do it.
I was gonna say you probably don't have any. Let's see. What was that movie called?
It's called Airborne. It's the coming of age tale.
Are
One.
you sure it wasn't Airborne? I've seen Airborne many times.
Yeah.
He was in The Italian Job?
Oh, wow. Kinda. Punky Brewster. Jesus.
Mitchell Goosen has to move from his home in Southern California to
Right.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which has no Oceans van, and he brings alongside him his surfboard.
Oh, I've seen that movie, but then he inline skates and they do the Devil's Backbone.
It's called The Devil's Backbone.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen it.
Jack Black is in it.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. He's like he's like very awkward. He's like the goalie. Is that right?
He's not awkward. He's a comedic relief. Let me
Well,
tell you.
whatever, yeah.
Let me tell you how to make a movie real quick.
Ooh.
His heartthrob Mitchell Goosen, played by Sean McDermott, who went on
Right.
to do nothing else professionally in his career.
Yeah.
It's kind of set the standard there.
Everybody's this kid. Who's going to go places? This guy right here. What about the fat guy playing goalie? Nah. That guy's absolute trash. Nope.
Wonder Boy.
And then what about his awkward cousin? Nah, that kid's trash as well.
That's
He'll probably have to do Cartoon Network shit or something.
well. And at the time, it didn't have the prestige that it had for 5 minutes in the early 2000s.
No.
Does not have now.
It changed the trajectory of my life.
What did?
Airborne.
Airborne.
It's
Same.
funny that you know
Yeah.
this film because I've seen it a lot of times.
Oh, hold on. When we had the Saturday program, before we went full time, we had a 3-part docuseries reviewing Airborne and all the intricacies.
And then
That
we had
was-
to do a follow-up docuseries because
Yeah.
all of our listeners claimed that we were actually talking about the movie Brink.
Yeah.
I don't
Because
even know what
it's-
movie that is.
So incredibly similar
Really?
to Airborne.
It's
I mean,
it's Kirtland's signature.
The Airborne. I mean, the script floated around Hollywood, and you got a lot of offers. The Airborne. Everybody really wanted it, so
I don't believe like
a
you're
lot
telling
of
the truth.
a lot of rip-offs. Yeah, of course.
That's
A lot of people
seems
ripping
of
it
a
off.
fabrication.
Could be, maybe. I don't know. Who could tell? I don't know. I grew up and I watched a lot of really shitty movies over and over again, like Under the Boardwalk.
Yeah.
Did you ever see
Schindler's
that one?
List.
Yeah, Schindler's List. That was a real crack up one.
Yeah.
What was the other one? North Shore. Did you ever watch North Shore?
You had told me before the show started that you used to, what was that black comedy that Chris said he really liked? Roots.
Roots.
Yes.
Wow.
Chris said he thought that was a good one.
Laugh a minute.
That's,
I was like, I'm so glad it's a miniseries.
yeah.
No. Wow. That's terrible. That was really bad.
6 minutes in, we got our first Roots reference.
Yeah.
Coming in
Barely.
hot.
So I guess there's a reason you guys wanted to come on the show, I guess.
To hang with you and have drinks.
Yeah.
I thought we were invited. What's
Yeah.
this
No,
wanted to?
no. It's full. Actually, you said drinks. Well, it's your first time on the show. It's time for the
Yeah.
Malort.
Oh.
Tradition.
Oh, tradition, man. We're about to finish this bottle.
I'm going to do mine with
You ever had a Malort, Fred?
Me?
Yeah.
I had one when I was younger, and it turns out I need to start wearing shower shoes.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Yeah, speaking of shower shoes, that's half of the flavoring
of
Malort.
Malort.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They pour it
Yeah.
through an
It's-
old shower shoe.
Licorice, shower shoes,
And shame.
and a wet towel that's
Yeah.
been sitting in the bathroom of a Thai restaurant.
Ran through a filter of your stepfather's disapproval.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Here we go.
There you go, man.
Thank you, brother.
Welcome.
I actually don't mind it.
I don't mind it either.
Are we
so-
cheersing or am I going
Let me
first?
see if I can throw this one on. Let
This
me put
is-
the all.
We're cheers to reasons that we haven't disclosed
we
yet.
haven't disclosed yet, right?
Are we-
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm going to go last.
Cheers.
For comedic relief, I'm going to go last.
See what you got on that.
I just swish it around my mouth. I think it's
All
tasty.
right, let me take a shot.
Oh, your poor face.
That's not the one.
Nope.
That's not the one for me.
You don't like it, huh?
I would never get a tattoo of that.
So you don't, when you have a shot of that for the first time, you don't ask how.
Yeah.
You ask why.
Oh, that was not for your
Why
body.
did they do this in the
not-
first place?
They
Right.
put that in a bottle for mass consumption?
Yeah. It's been around for many, many, many decades.
Why don't they pursue profitability and do anything else?
Well,
They might.
they seem to, they know what they're doing. You know?
When
Carly Rae Jepsen's Malort.
Malort, yeah.
when my younger brother was a child, he used to write his name on things with Sharpie.
Okay.
So
it's called graffiti, I
it
think.
was called graffiti,
Yeah.
and he wrote on the wooden porch swing, and Sharpie wrote his name. He actually wrote my name to put the blame on me.
Nice.
So my father said, "Get the turpentine, young blood, and get that Sharpie off the porch swing, that wooden porch swing."
Uh-huh.
And obviously the turpentine would not remove the Sharpie from the wooden porch swing. Malort's fucking wood.
Sure would, wouldn't it? That kind of seems like it. I once had a hot sauce, and on the back of it said takes oil off the driveway. And I went, yeah, I don't think I want to put that in my fucking body. That sounds pretty damn awful.
Chip. Oil and chip.
Let me see. Maybe we'll do this.
You figuring out your technology?
Well, so of course, right before, there we go. Right before the show, it was like Stream Deck would like to do an update. And I'm like, okay. And anytime that shit fucking happens, shit gets fucked up. So it's like, all right. So I should have known better than to do that. But now I've got it fixed. So see there. Boom.
We made
That's
it. We're part of the...
Yeah.
All right, we're in.
So should we talk about like the announcement, I guess, should we say?
I mean...
At your pace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
This
know.
is your show.
I don't know which direction this is
I
going.
wanna
but,
throw-
welcome to the show. Let's go.
I want to throw out to our sponsor, Topo Chico Hard Seltzer.
There you go.
I got one right here.
Same.
Crack it in the mic.
Same. I poured mine in a Modelo can, but I got one too.
Fancy. That's very fancy. So I guess the big announcement is, well, number one, by this time next weekend, we'll be in WrestleMania. At WrestleMania.
That's crazy for you
Yes.
guys.
Are you not going to go? You're not making it?
Well,
Yeah.
I already listened a long time
It'll
ago.
be my first WrestleMania.
Is it your first?
Yeah.
It's my first.
Yeah. That's exciting.
And so it's for you, it's like, what, how many?
I've been to some. So, yeah, this one will be good. WWE called me last week, and you're going with us for undisclosed reasons, but we'll get
Yeah.
to those reasons,
Yeah.
here relatively quickly. But, yeah, we're going, and WWE called and they say, hey, normally we have you in the press box, and the press box is great. It's cool, but it's not the experience. It's you got a little table, you got a full back chair, you got free snacks. Like it's not the thing, right? You don't get to get all boozed up.
Price is right.
You don't get to have like the nachos with a special plastic cheese on it,
No, you do actually get that one.
Yeah, they have
that one's,
that too.
that one's
They
there
do
in
have
full
that one.
force. But
Ah.
yeah, so WWE called me last week, and I told you guys already, but we'll tell everyone here. At WrestleMania, both days, we'll be down on the floor, boys. So let's go. Let's go. WWE taking 2 men on to WrestleMania, and we're
on the floor.
we're super excited about that. So we'll get out there. We got we got a lot of work to do, but we got a lot of play to have.
I'm gonna jump the fence, run into the ring. It'll be our last WrestleMania. I'm just kidding.
Those security guys are very good.
Well, the wrestlers will beat the shit out of you too.
They will.
Yeah.
And it's not like it used to be in the 80s. They now have plainclothes security, like on the aisle seats. So if you do go to take a dash, like you don't know who's going to get you,
Yeah.
but they're going to get you.
Like an air marshal.
Yeah.
Going to get you one way.
Oh wow, he really went for that one. I love whenever someone runs in the ring and they fuck them up real bad, and then people are like, "Well, you could get to." No, you ran in the ring, man. You did it too. So
Yeah, this is
yeah. So I met with you guys a couple, about a month or so ago.
that tracks.
Yeah. We made a conversation, and I just want to say, selling out, boys. I'm going to go take my talents to South Beach.
Oh my gosh!
I'm going to make the decision.
Why do you have that on?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
That
didn't
looks
know
good.
you had that
Yes.
on.
That's a sexy ass logo.
Starting Tuesday, I will be joining you guys.
Tuesday the 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tuesday
baby.
the 28th of March will be your first day on the program. So
610, the Sports Animals.
there we
right?
go, 95.9 FM,
95.9.
Find everything at Talk ABQ,
Yes.
talkabq.com. But Chris Burnett's joining the boys. Let's go.
Yes.
So Chris Burnett will be sitting third seat with us Monday through Fridays, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then obviously you're going to maintain the current program you're doing here. 10 drink minimum is not going away.
We're gonna shut it down.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just joking.
Last one.
Yeah.
Fuck all y'all. I made it.
Yeah.
They're paying me literally dozens of dollars to leave here.
You're going Topo Chico. Come with me. Come with me.
We're taking the Topo Chico with no.
Yeah, but
No, we're still gonna do the show.
But we are excited, so we're going to continue. Van and I's brand of sports and sports adjacent content.
Yeah.
We'll continue with you as we. I don't know what's this? Our third rendition, Van? Is this our third generation of the program now? Do you feel that pivot point?
who was
seems accurate.
who was the first third person?
A guy named Mike Vitale.
Mike Vitale.
Yeah,
Dickie
Sports-
Vitale, really? Oh.
Sports
It's-
animal
Yeah,
legend. Mikey V.
baby.
You're all Dickie. You gotta tone it down a little bit, man. Stop talking about babies and
If he would have talked more about babies, he may have been around longer.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so Mike Vitale started the program with us, and I don't know what your listener or friend of your show knows what about us, but when we were doing the weekend program, for as long as we were doing the weekend program, he was there with us for a long time, and then we transitioned out of he and Robert Gibson, who's a world of talent, and
Yeah, I've seen his comedy.
Dude.
yeah,
He's
he's
a
a
dude.
full-on dude. On to greener pastures elsewhere. He took an opportunity with a competitor in town, which, by the way, that's the industry. That's,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's how shit
congratulations to he. Congratulations
Out
to
of our hands.
this. Well, I mean, it was in our hands, then it was out of our hands.
If you love something,
Yeah.
But,
let it go.
What is that?
And if it goes to your competitor,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you probably have to fire them.
If it takes more money and finds more success elsewhere,
You,
it's not.
you congratulate the bird
So
on
yeah,
that
so
bird's successes.
whenever Robert told us that at the Super Bowl, so we were at the Super Bowl, and he said, "Hey boys, bigger and brighter and going elsewhere." And we said, Van and I put our heads together, and we had a bunch of ideas, and the first idea that both of us had were you, Chris Burnett.
Nice,
So yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
And see, when I tell you guys I'm leaving, it'll be next. It'll be like a bowl, like next to a toilet bowl. We'll be in the bathroom, and I'll be throwing up. I'll be all right. I'm done. Finished here, boys.
Well,
I'm
And
kidding.
that was smart on his part to tell us at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, what can we
it's
do?
like in the same theory of you fire somebody Friday afternoon.
it was very
You
much
never
that.
fire somebody on a Monday morning.
Yeah, it was very much
It's going to
that.
go poor.
And to his credit and success, the opportunity. How long was Robert with us? 18 months, maybe.
Yeah,
18 months.
sure. Let's call it that.
Yeah, and we took him from a competitor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how the nature of the beast. And
Right.
so if you play your cards right, Chris, you're going to be the voice of country radio here before you know.
Hey, I grew up listening to country music. I'm totally fine with it.
Do you boys need me to step out while you guys go down memory lane here?
What's that?
So I had a bus driver when I
Uh-oh.
was younger, Chris,
Uh-oh.
and she was a local country talent scout, and she used to bring sheet music and lyrics to songs on the
Okay.
bus, and she would make people sing country songs on the
Really?
way home from school
Oh, boy.
to try to find the next big star.
Are you shit? Where'd you discover?
Hey, guess who it was?
You?
No.
Oh.
No, it was not.
This
Still can't sing.
A third row back, fourth seat.
this
And
is
it's 100% exploitation of
Oh, yeah.
child labor. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
100% what it is.
Yeah.
But still a cool story.
I'm sure that's how the Jackson 5 started, probably.
So I was born and raised right outside of Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And you two-step before you can walk.
Correct.
You can go side to side, two to the left, one to the right,
I grew up
before
near-
you figure out one, and walk.
what is that? I don't know what that is.
Two-stepping?
Why did you say those numbers?
Oh.
Two-stepping?
Yeah.
Okay. Of all the dances your rhythmless ass could do, I think you could two-step.
Right. It's pretty. Here's a weird thing. I grew up near Amarillo, Texas. I grew up in New Mexico, but pretty close to Amarillo, West Texas. And you two-step, and then in every movie where they feature any kind of cowboys or whatever, they always go to a bar and they always do line dancing. Mm-hmm. Well, where I'm from, if you were doing line dancing, that was what city people did, and you make
Sure,
fun
sure.
of them. And it was
People from that small town would call you a gay.
well, yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. And so my friend Ming was in town filming a movie, and
Chris goes, I remember that.
I remember when those things would
Yeah,
happen.
when they called me a gay.
Oh boy, the good old days, the salad days, they might say. My friend Ming was in town, and this designer was setting him up with an outfit. She goes, put these cowboy boots on. And he goes, do I tuck in the pants or put them over? And I said,
First of all, tremendous question.
and I said right away, you do not tuck them in. I said, cowboys don't tuck them in. And this lady from Santa Fe. He goes, I know several cowboys in Santa Fe that tuck in their jeans. And it took everything I had to say to go, those were not real cowboys.
Those are not cowboys. Oh.
I believe they're referred to as the dime store. Man, those are
Drugstore, dime store, yeah.
dime store cowboys. Drugstore, what's that? Is that similar?
Yeah.
I read an article this morning that said, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Mississippi Basin. Just tragic loss of life over the weekend. Tornadoes.
No. Oh, all the tornadoes, yeah.
And just a lot going on. So as these tornadoes hit these small towns in Mississippi, they hit a pharmacy.
Oh.
And it threw all the drugs
All the
everywhere.
Oxycontin?
All the Oxycontins. So then people who enjoy barbiturates, they went there to find that stuff.
Yeah.
So then
They breathed the tornado.
yes.
The,
So they
the Sackler family will never recover from this.
that's a very good reference. And so as people were digging through debris to find people surviving from a tornado, there were an equal number of drug-seeking individuals digging through to find the drugs. What they would find while looking for the drugs, Chris, is car keys because of the tornado, and then they would go chirp chirp, and then they would steal cars.
Yeah.
And then sell drugs.
Trade the cars for more Oxycontin.
I want to hope that like one of those drug addicts grows older and they're like, when I was a kid, I saw an Oxycontin pill thrown through a tree by a tornado.
Traditionally, drug users don't grow that old.
That's true.
Traditionally,
I know. I'm just dreaming.
for them.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
The-
Why are you making direct eye contact
what-
when you said drug users die young?
Why was I looking at the exception to the rule?
Yeah.
Is that what you asked me?
That's what Elvis thought.
Ooh.
On the toilet.
On the bowl when he was
You're going
telling
to die
2 men
somewhere.
He was leaving the show.
on. Chris Burnett's taking the third seat with 2 men on. Let's go.
Did you ever have your grandparents tell you some stuff like that? They're like, when I was a kid, a tornado threw a piece of straw through a tree. So this one's Oxycontin. They're like, threw some Oxycontin right through a tree.
My grandfather, who when I was young I thought was a fabulous storyteller, turns out he was just a fabulous liar.
Oh, that's fantastic,
And
though.
Yeah.
Storyteller, liar.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Samesies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
One of them gets paid.
Right.
We're that one.
his name was Abernathy.
Great
And,
name. Great.
That's old Abernathy. He's a liar.
First or last?
Good story.
Yeah. Well, it's all of his stories started with "Catch Me If You Can,"
Okay.
and then
Very Frank Abagnale of you, right?
Abigail
I was
was
gonna
the
say.
joke. I blew it.
Yeah.
I blew it. I went Abernathy. It was an Abigail
That's
joke.
okay.
Yeah. Did you? Like, someone came out and they were like, all those stories that he told are fake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the con man
The fucking
told fake stories.
Huh.
Weird.
You don't say. He made millions and millions of dollars off of lying about lying.
What an asshole.
Sounds like he's a good con man, actually.
and works for Pfizer.
Yeah. They're like,
Sackler family.
they're like, you lied and told all these stories. Damn it. We just keep falling for it. He's like, he's like the Lucy of movies and stuff. He's like, kick the football, Charlie Brown. They just keep trying.
That was going Lucille Ball. Lucy originally.
Obviously, I think Lucille
Well.
Ball first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we were to do the varsity, which is a segment we do on our show, the varsity of
Yeah.
like female comedians.
Oh.
Well, first of all, it'd be the shortest varsity segment ever.
Wow.
And then,
Are you one of those people that women aren't funny? Is that was the?
am I a person that lives in
Yeah.
a factual world?
What
Is
is
that
that?
what you just asked me?
Like someone with 20/20 hearing? Is
Yes,
that what you're
is
talking
that what
about?
you're-
What about Paula Poundstone?
Take your,
Why did you pick the worst one?
of all of them.
That was
Give us a good example.
That wasn't. I know that was the point. Was to not give you a good example.
Roseanne before the incident.
Yeah. You mean the stroke, or whatever happened to her?
That was John in the movie.
Fair enough.
Dan Connor.
Didn't the Illuminati give her a lobotomy or something like that?
I don't. Yeah, I'm not up on my QAnon, so not sure.
It's fun.
Give it 2 weeks on the show.
4chan. Available 4chan says you're wrong.
Oh, yeah?
They
I'm
say
on
you're-
8chan.
And they're like, they wrote that down, and they're actually live typing it, actually. They're listening to the show right now.
Oh.
No, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
I don't know enough about the culture, so
Oh.
I try not to speak on cultures. I don't know anything.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I thought that's the whole Roseanne. So who is your favorite female comedian then?
Do you have like a cricket sound effect?
I
Like
do
what
not.
is the?
Tig Notaro? I mean,
I'm a big Tig Notaro guy. Yeah, that shit with the monkey is funny.
There you go.
That monkey stuff is funny.
There you go.
Monkey stuff.
Yeah.
Margaret Cho?
Oh, hard no.
Hard no. All
I don't know,
right.
who plays the voice of Lisa Simpson? Like, there's got to be like someone who's funny.
Oh wow.
Comedic actresses or just like stand-up comedians?
Yeardley, is that her name? Yeardley?
Sure.
Wow.
Who is the funniest?
I know Hank Azaria. That's it.
From The Simpsons?
I was like female comedians.
Phil
you go, Hank is-
Hartman.
yeah.
Phil Hartman was on The Simpsons. I could give you that one. Yeardley Smith, I believe, is one.
Ooh, that sounds correct.
Yeah.
I mean, Joan Rivers. You have Joan Rivers. Ali Wong.
Hey, there's so few
Sarah
female
Silverman?
comedians you had to Google if
Yeah.
there were female comedians.
Sarah Silverman.
The answer is Carol Burnett. There's only one female comedian. It's Carol Burnett.
She's the only one.
Give me another example.
Wow.
I'm trying.
Carol Burnett is amazing. I did grow up with that.
Some amazing comedic actress. Oh,
Amy
that
Poehler.
Taylor Tomlinson.
Yeah.
She's good. She's new. She's
Actually,
fresh.
Fortune Feimster, she's amazing. I like her. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, on the flip of that, if you're like name a bunch of like male comedians, I'm like, shit.
Okay, how
I
much
don't
time
want-
you got?
I don't even want comedians. I want like people who are funny. Like, because outside of like Carol Burnett, like Vicki Lawrence, like
Yeah.
who do you got?
That's so. There was a weird dynamic that happened there. So Carol Burnett was the boss on the Carol Burnett show, of course.
Yeah, it wasn't called the Vicki Lawrence show.
Well, it was whenever it became Mama's Family, and Carol Burnett then had to work for her, and it flipped the whole script, and there was a whole issue there.
Vicki
Was it really?
Mama's
Yeah.
Family fucking slapped. I don't know
Yeah.
what you guys know about like
Yeah.
that dynamic, but without Mama's Family, it's the
Yeah.
precursor to Roseanne.
I mean, imagine you have your own show, and then like me, all of a sudden gets a spin-off show, and then you now work for me.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen in a year. We just
Yes.
told you that already.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
We can't wait to work for you.
It's like 30 Rock when they're talking about Kenneth, and they're like, "Wow, it's nice you gave him his jacket back," and he's like, "Are you serious? In 20 years, we'll either all work for him or die by his hand."
I have no idea what we're referencing, but I'm in.
Have you never seen 30 Rock?
Of course not.
Oh, well, I don't know.
I've seen a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
It has some really high highs.
Yeah.
Did you ask me if I saw a sitcom television show in my prime social years of my life?
I
The
don't
answer
know.
is no. No, I did not.
Oh, you're that guy that's like, I have way too much other cool stuff.
Oh, I am
happening."
that
It's like,
guy.
Totally.
You know why?
Why?
Because I had way too much cooler other stuff going on.
Okay. Fair enough.
You know what must-see TV was for me?
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Didn't see any of it.
Wow.
Wrestling. You were watching
I
wrestling.
watch a lot of pro wrestling.
Yeah. You watch all the
and
wrestling.
I can get in on that. That's fine. So, who's your favorite pro wrestler of all time?
What? That's the dumbest question of all time.
It's not.
God, I'll
It's
take this
fucking
one out.
not the dumbest question of all time.
There's not as far there's different aspects, right? So
Okay.
that's like asking someone who their favorite artist is.
Sure.
Sure. What are we talking?
What medium?
What medium? What are we talking about? We talking about drawing money? We talking about comedic value? We talking about in the ring? We talking about like multifaceted transitions
Like
from
you-
performer
like
to broadcaster
all
to
of it.
entertainer
Like
to
all.
promoter?
Everything.
Chris Jericho
Nice.
fucking slaps.
That is,
Jericho?
dude. Jericho is solid, man.
Fucking slaps.
It's crazy how underappreciated he was.
Not by
early
me.
in his career, but early, no.
Conspiracy theory Jericho?
Yeah.
That's Van regular life. Van doesn't even know he's a character.
I wouldn't know.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved whenever Chris Jericho first started coming up in WCW, and he started calling everybody Jerichoholics, and he was like, and they did this commercial, and like it was all darkened out, and they're all, I'm a Jerichoholic, I love Chris Jericho, and then someone turned the lights on, and it's him, and he's like, hey, turn the lights off, and I just thought all of that was just really like his timing was amazing.
Yeah, there's something special to it.
Yeah.
As far as like pro wrestling adjacent, it's Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Bobby the Brain Heenan
Bobby
was-
the Brain Heenan to me, manager, commentator,
Yeah.
and everything behind the scenes as far as producing and
Yeah.
putting out storylines. And yeah, there's an art to it. There's a
Yep.
if you enjoy Shakespeare, you don't ask people which play or which sonnet or which
Right.
whatever. There's a big aspect to it. There's a big aspect.
The
to
Bobby the Brain Heenan thing is a big one for me because he was such a great heel, everything, manager, commentator, like his quick wit was unmatched.
it. Right.
Like they talk about that. They're like back in those days, Vince McMahon wasn't in your ear like telling you what to say, and Bobby wouldn't have said it anyway. Bobby was just like too fat. Like they were like I watched the documentary and everybody was like, he was so fast with the comeback, like unbelievable.
This is cliche, but how fortunate pro wrestling was to have Bobby Heenan. Because
Yeah.
if Bobby Heenan wanted the Tonight Show, Bobby Heenan would have had the Tonight Show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're just
Okay.
you act.
Okay.
I'm with him. I'm with
That's
him on this.
enough.
Just
I get his talent. I get his pull.
yeah.
Johnny Carson?
Johnny?
That fucking
Bobby the
slouch?
Brain Heenan is
That
going
slouch,
to
Johnny Carson?
upseat Johnny Carson.
Oh, my God.
What was Johnny
Yes.
Carson before he was the head of the Tonight Show? What did he do for a living?
Sold cars. No,
He was a
clue.
magician.
Pretty good.
So if fucking Johnny Carson as a magician could have got the Tonight Show, Bobby the Brain Heenan as a wrestling commentator manager could have got the Tonight Show.
Van, I don't think you're that far off. You already have step right up, down.
Yeah.
Anywhere I take you where there's an opportunity for you to tell people to step right up, they're done. Like, you've carnied the fuck out of them.
Nice.
Okay, well, no, sales history.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a poker player for a living for 6 years.
Really?
I understand the human condition. That doesn't mean I'm foolish enough to bring Bobby the
Did
Brain
you-
Heenan could host a Tonight Show.
Did you play in the?
By the way, Ultimate Warrior is my answer. I was a big Ultimate Warrior mark when I was a kid.
And that's a wrong answer.
Yeah.
That's not correct.
I mean, it was
that
more
is-
of his aura.
Yeah.
I was really into like
I got to
his-
see him
his
when I was a
go
kid.
go go
Yeah.
personality, his energy,
Cocaine.
and like when I got a little older, I just found out that it's just cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bunch
Well, cocaine and ego.
of cocaine.
Don't forget the ego part. When I saw him, he wrestled Lipa Lenny Poffo.
Yeah, who recently passed away.
Yeah, rest in peace, Lee
The
Lenny.
brother of Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cincinnati Reds
Yeah.
outfielder Randy Poffo.
Yeah.
Also played for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Did he really?
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's right. You imagine that? Like he's like, "Gee," like they interview him for the that game was a little tough. There was a hard hit ball at third.
Big win for the. You guys know I have a day job. Big win today for the New Mexico Highlands Cowboys baseball
Oh,
team.
congratulations!
Let's go walk-off win.
Oh man, that was like you kept sending me the score, and I was like 11-11.
That's RMAC baseball.
Jesus.
No one can pitch, but everyone can hit.
I was gonna
But it
say,
was,
there's no defense.
Bottom of the ninth walk.
Bottom of the ninth, full count, 2 down.
You want to give us? You want to give us your call?
Pitch runner on second.
Start it over.
At the plate.
Like do the call.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to beautiful and historic Las Vegas, New Mexico, where your New Mexico Highlands Cowboys are currently sitting a tied at the bottom of the ninth. Standing on second base is A.J. Abernathy, who has got the speed to score on a single basically anywhere on the field and at the plate. And we got a real contributor down there, so-and-so. I don't remember who it was. Might have been Bryce O'Neill. Might have been.
Bryce O'Neill.
So Bryce O'Neill is going to get on top of one here. Pulls it left-hand side. Should be a routine grounder for short. Oh, it's between the legs. Heartbreak is felt in Alamosa. As A.J. Abernathy comes around to score. There you go. Cowboys win. I called it a hit in the books. Nice. Thank
A
you.
little crowd for you.
Called,
Look, crowd.
called it a hit in the books, boys.
Yeah.
That's what it looks
There you
like.
go.
It's a line drive in the papers.
That's,
Yeah. That's nice.
There you go. But no, it was
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah, and you. So, how do you feel about calling games like that? Do you like doing stuff like that?
Oh, God. That's a weighted question.
They're listening. by
Will
the way.
you continue to
We have
do
a
stuff
huge-
like that,
yeah.
regardless of your answer?
How old am I? 38?
I don't know.
So I've been in the game for 20 years this year, and it's hit me that I've been at it for 20 years.
That's fantastic.
Is it?
I don't know. It's up to you. How you feel about it?
Everyone's got a job, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but, when your job is getting up every day and digging a ditch. I mean, you'd rather
Whole
call-
different life. You're correct.
Yeah.
No, and how
Yeah.
fortunate I am. But yeah, I tell you, the aspects that I do love about it, I'll never lose that love.
No.
The aspects that I don't love, I mean, if I could figure out a way to modify my existence to where they weren't a part of it, I would do that.
No.
But yeah, as far as the connection with the student athletes and the fan base, and
Sure. Someone hits a walk-off home run.
oh, it's something fun. It's something special.
How was
but-
you guys were at spring training recently? How was that?
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That
was a
looked
blast.
That
We
looked amazing. I was really jealous of that.
they treated us fantastically.
They
Like,
is the Rockies.
the Colorado Rockies rolled out the purple carpet for us
Wow.
and just treated us absolutely fantastic.
What a weird dynamic Albuquerque is. Like we had the Isotopes been around since 2002, and I don't remember the original team that we were the minor league for.
the Marlins.
Marlins, and then they switched back to the Dodgers, and of course everyone in Albuquerque fucking loves the Dodgers, just like ridiculously.
As one should.
Well,
A lot of Hispanics.
yeah. So then the whole Magic Johnson thing happened where they bought the Dodgers and they wanted to own their minor league team, and then the Isotopes wouldn't sell it, so they went and bought Oklahoma, whatever. And now we're the Rockies. So it seems like people are not into the Isotopes as much. And I'm like, whatever, man. Who cares? We have a team here.
Yes. And the best one in minor league baseball.
Yes. And
The facilities,
Yeah.
are fantastic.
I love it.
It's the best AAA stadium in the country.
Yeah.
The front office just works their asses off to put on a great show for the community.
I don't know.
And it doesn't even matter the product on the field.
Yeah.
Because it's not the Isotopes' job to win. Like a lot of passive fans don't understand that.
Right.
It's the Isotopes' job to
Farm
grow
players.
and raise Rockies.
Right.
Are you two sitting here and telling me that the Albuquerque fan base of baseball is not embracing the Isotopes? Because I don't
No.
feel that way at all. I think they do.
I think that, used to you'd go to Isotopes game, there'd be like 8,000 or 9,000. Now, every time I've gone, I went one day last year, there was in the hundreds. It was the least amount of people I've ever seen in that stadium.
I don't know enough about that to speak on that
Yeah.
specifically, but I can say this. I've been there last season multiple times when there's 10,000 or greater people there.
Correct.
Was it a mariachi's day?
I mean, that happens.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
Mariachis, Breaking Bad, Friday, Saturday,
Openings,
holidays.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why don't we just embrace the mariachis thing and change the team to that?
So it's actually minor league baseball mandated. So
Correct.
every minor league baseball team has to do like a Hispanic culture
No, yeah, I know that.
appreciation and engagement.
But the Isotopes thing was a fun joke with the Simpsons for 20-something years, but I feel like the mariachis thing would be a cooler transition and become that.
Sure. So today is March the 26th as we
Okay.
sit here and record this. How would you feel if March the 27th was Christmas Eve?
I'd be fine with that.
Okay, cool. What about March the 28th?
I see. It's not always special.
and March the 20
It's not always
Oh, okay.
special, what you're saying. But that's fine. But didn't, like, the El Paso team change their name to the Chihuahuas? They were something else, and they switched it to the whatever the, you know.
Sure, but if you have any sort of existence or a life where you're like, I'm going to do what El Paso did, you might not be the fit for our show.
Hey, they were safest city 5 years in a row.
They were a what city?
The safest city in the United States 5 years in a row.
According to who?
Hell, I don't know that answer, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
'cause
they are not.
Because El Paso takes all the criminals and dumps them over the border, and
I'm not saying how it happened.
good.
I'm not telling you how it happened.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you what the result was.
Who is they? Here's what I know.
Let's pull it.
El Paso police is doing more magic than Johnny Carson
I believe the safest
with their books.
That's a good one.
Also, somebody walked into what was the Flick's Brewhouse Friday with an assault rifle.
here in town.
Yes.
Like casually,
Yes.
like just hanging
What
out.
the why?
And I was like, man, I want to see John Wick 2. I get it, but you don't need to bring that in.
Hey, I do want to see John Wick too.
I thought
right.
you didn't watch anything.
All right, so I think I have it here.
Okay.
No, this can't be correct. So this is not a produced segment, obviously, so I didn't have this thing prepared.
That's fine.
So the safest city in America,
I didn't say this year.
said the last 5 years.
There's a lot of X's.
No, I said 5 years in a row.
There's got to be a lot of X's in the equation, though. Like
El Paso
over.
once again makes top of the safest large city U.S. city list.
Well, what is large? Why are you adding all these variables? Because according to this, it's Columbia, Maryland.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, some small little aggressively Anglo city.
Right.
Of course, they're
And
gonna.
number 2 on Chris's list forever was like Uvalde, Texas.
Sure.
And you're like, oh,
Ah,
yeah, not anymore.
no.
How big is El Paso?
2.5
They're
million.
they're third in large city right there.
2.5 million people.
I don't know how big Virginia Beach and Henderson are, but
They're both big.
okay.
Henderson's
Just residential Vegas.
Yeah,
right?
it's and then Virginia Beach is kind of everything. So that's like Newport News. That's
Now,
like,
okay, now look up Albuquerque.
Bottom 20, guarantee.
It's not that bad. We're very average.
Norfolk, which is on the small city.
I
list.
don't think that's true.
Why?
Why do I not think Albuquerque is not in this?
I think we're like right at the national average for all of our crime stats.
The worst city is always St. Louis, Missouri,
or yeah, like
for violent crime.
Gary,
Yeah.
Indiana.
No,
Thank you.
Yeah.
I bring that up all the time. If you
Gary
were-
is
Hey,
gangster.
before you leave this website, Gary's right there on the safest list. I just saw it.
where
Go to the middle-sized cities.
shit.
That's what I'm saying.
For
This
the
is-
same reason El Paso is because they're juking the stats.
That's Cary, North Carolina,
Oh,
not fucking Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana is actually where the Jackson 5 came from. That's a callback.
I grew up in a city called St. Louis, and it's
So Albuquerque-
dangerous
so-
as just shit.
Yeah. So Albuquerque's like for you. You're like, pfft, right?
I am
But it's
like
just-
that. Yeah.
Albuquerque, it's just two neighborhoods at night.
Yeah.
Like,
That's fair.
don't mess around
The-
in the war zone or South Valley.
Oh, I thought you were
at
going to say.
night.
I thought you were going to say Northeast Heights in the North Valley.
Well, no. People leave the South Valley and go commit crimes in the Northeast Heights.
No, that's
and
fair.
then come home.
That's fair.
It's all gang stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's the dudes who are going to fight each other no matter what. It's not like there's just random acts of violence everywhere.
Here's my deal with it. People are like, well, you always talk about how all the crime stuff. I'm like, yeah, because I don't want people to move here, stop moving here, go back where you're from.
Well, we can never become Phoenix. Like, we can never be that giant corporate overgrown city because we got a mountain and we got reservations wrapped around us. We can't grow that much. Like, this is us.
And we'll steal your car, drive it out to the mesa, and light it on fire. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fine. Yeah. I was in Washington, D.C. end of last year, and I'm sitting in a taqueria, and these people, the woman came over, and she goes, excuse me, can I ask you a question? I said, sure. She's like, are you from Albuquerque? And I said, yeah. How did you know that? She goes, you have the Zia symbol tattooed on your hand. I went, And then she goes, we're from Albuquerque. And then she goes, you want to come join us? And it was really hilarious because they were like, let's see if you're really from Albuquerque. Has your car ever been broken into or stolen?
Nice.
And I said, they broke in and stole my battery. And they were like, okay, you are from Albuquerque.
Yeah, I had I lost a car and a bike. Yeah. Okay. According to whatever this source is, the boutiqueadventurer.com, which is the number one Google return on the question of most dangerous cities, okay? Number one, the D. So the D is number one.
Detroit?
That is correct. And that is...
Checks out.
You know that's where SummerSlam is, right?
I did know that. Well, the D has been under a renovation. So in 2013, Detroit filed for bankruptcy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with all this.
And they pulled their city limits in.
Yep. Yeah, so all of the, like, Hamtramck and, like, all that stuff that surrounded it, it's not there anymore.
You imagine, like, I lived in Detroit, now I don't.
Yeah.
Loop.
After that, Monroe, Louisiana. Monroe. Just not good. The national... All right, so the violent crime average is... Oh, this is bad. So it's over 95 people per 100,000 suffer a violent crime.
Holy shit.
So that's...
Where's Flint, Michigan on this list?
It's not on here yet. This one I knew for a fact. I would have been able to get off the top of my head.
They're too dehydrated to commit crimes.
I don't think it's... because they can't drink the iron or water.
It's so bad there that Montezuma is getting his revenge up there, too. Memphis, number 3.
Really?
Not safe at all.
Now, is it Memphis or West Memphis?
So, are you familiar with the area at all?
A little bit.
All right, so I fucked around Memphis.
Yeah.
West Memphis is a trip.
Yeah.
It's a trip, Van. It is like East St. Louis. It's like Irvine, California. Yeah. It's out there.
So you knew when I said West Memphis. Yeah.
East Memphis has Beale Street, and Beale Street is fine, but one block off of Beale Street is not fine.
No.
Okay.
So don't mess with Memphis. Wrapping out the top 5, Springfield, Missouri at number 4.
Weird.
It is dangerous as shit. Number 5, St. Louis, Missouri. Super dangerous. So cracking.
St. Lunatics.
Yeah,
right?
You can find me. But not topping the top 5 is Albuquerque, New Mexico. They are all the way down at number 6.
I don't believe it.
I like how you're like way down there at number 6.
We're in the 30s.
Albuquerque is number 6.
What is that website?
It's theboutiqueadventurer.com.
Yeah.
Theboutiqueadventurer.com?
Yeah.
Listen up, Janice. I don't care how bad of a vacation you had in Albuquerque. Don't slam us on your stupid...
I'm sorry that your U-Haul got stolen.
Yes.
The average violent crime rate here is 1,352 incidents per 100,000 people. So there you go.
So
they blame it on our rich history, climate, and Mexican heritage.
Serious? That's like what they literally said?
Yes.
Wow.
So there you go.
Okay. I was in a bar down in a basement downtown. I will not name. And some guy was like spouting off.
Was it Founders owned by friend of the show?
Yeah.
Aaron Buck Burnett?
Correct.
Okay.
Founders.
And
this guy goes, Albuquerque's a fine city, but you need to do something about your fucking crime. And I was like, I looked at him and I said, or you could go back where you're from. He did not like that answer.
Do you ever try this one, the one where you go, do I look like a fucking cop?
Yeah.
Do I give you cop vibes?
I told him, I said, it's fine. We're fine with it. It's our culture. And then that makes sense now because it says that in that article. It's because it is.
Do it for the culture.
So I remember growing up and I'm like,
same.
There was the nice, good for you. There was the Battle of Albuquerque, and it was Danny Romero versus Johnny Tapia.
That was a big deal.
It was a big fucking deal, and it was like Johnny Tapia from the South Valley versus Danny Romero from the Heights.
Okay.
And I mean, do you see any murals of Danny Romero anywhere? No. Like Johnny Tapia's got murals. He's got his own vodka. I mean, he's not living anymore, but if you go to the Dia de los Muertos parade, they have like a trailer that always looks like a ring with a Johnny Tapia like standee in it, like where he's flexing.
Doesn't every community have like their greasers and Socia story though?
Yeah.
Naturally.
Like
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
yeah, like everyone's got the outsiders or whatever. But to me here, the thing that's so interesting about it is not only, I guess, did the bad guy win, or not the underdog, or whatever verbiage to use.
Sure.
But like the tie to that Townie has is incredible to me, because the real Battle of Albuquerque was USA versus Mexico. That was the real Battle of Albuquerque.
Nice.
Like
In the World Baseball Classic
Yeah.
that nobody watched.
is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one person
And
who's
Mexico
like,
beat us, yeah.
yeah, Mexico won.
Yeah. That World Baseball
almost-
Classic is kind of I'm in, man. I was like stoked about it.
It's the best one ever.
Yeah. And like the thing that threw me was like somebody came out later and they were like, imagine if we had the World Baseball Classic in '98, and they were like, here would be the lineup. And it was like McGuire, Ken Griffey Jr.,
Good
Sosa,
bit. That's a good bit.
and then it was like then pitching it was like Randy Johnson and Roger Clemens. I'm like, wow.
Well, yeah, the pitchers got to show up, though.
Yeah, well.
We had like zero starting pitching in the World Baseball
I
Classic.
feel like in 2026 though it's going to change because everybody now has seen like
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani. That whole ending was like you couldn't have asked for a better ending.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, Shohei Ohtani's like, yeah, I'm going to show Mike Trout how awesome I am.
It's going to change the trajectory of
Yeah.
baseball worldwide.
And it's going to be kind of like the World Cup of baseball. I think. I don't know. I hope it becomes that. That'd be cool.
Like corrupt and just like
Yeah.
super-
Oh, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Super corrupt. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be in Qatar in like 2032. You know.
and just tremendous loss of life.
They'll be talking. Yeah, they'll be bringing in slaves to like die as they build the World Baseball stadiums. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be great.
Nicaragua just pays their dues in cocaine.
Fine. Yeah. Yeah. Did you? The thing that I loved about, I didn't love it, but it was like I was watching this documentary about the Qatar World Cup thing, and this was 10 years ago, and they were asking them, which they decided not to do this apparently. They were like, "How are you going to combat the heat?" And they were like, going to build, and you can look this up, Qatar Cloud. They were going to build a cloud drone that was going to fly over the fields and just move with the sun and block the sun.
So it already
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah, yeah.
Does
that,
it?
That exists currently.
Well, this was 10 years ago when they decided. So did they do it? Though?
Yeah,
they didn't do
They
it.
literally did it.
Yeah, so Dubai has it.
Okay.
So once a week, if it doesn't rain naturally,
Yeah.
Dubai, which you guys are aware of,
The
they have
wealth.
some money.
They have a little bit.
They can produce rain.
Oh.
Yeah, because what they do is they take these drones and then literally chemically shock the atmosphere
Wow.
above their city. We're living in the future.
I'm talking like this was going to be a cloud that would block out the sun.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Let's
yeah,
see.
it's got like it's got mylar wings,
Let's see here.
big mylar wings.
There it was. Like it was going to float over the stadium.
Yeah, that tracks.
And I was like,
smart.
I was like, man, you got some money. But then I guess what they decided to do is they put air conditioning under all the seats and blew cold air up on you.
That's what gets hottest on me is my BH for
Yeah.
sure.
Sure.
I'm sitting in a cold steel chair, and what I only assume is Chris's sex bunker in his backyard.
I mean,
my beehole's on fire.
You might want me to give you that recording so you can write that into your biography. I'm sitting in a cold steel chair in Chris's sex dungeon
Yeah.
as my life
so
slowly
crazy.
slips away.
I'm in Chris's NASCAR themed sex dungeon.
NASCAR theme. What the fuck? Where do you get the NASCAR shit from?
Why is there so much diecast? This is creepy.
Why is there so much diecast?
Well, you don't know this about me, Chris, because we're relatively new friends.
Sure.
We got fast friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Van knows this. I have, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
an anxiety about being inside other people's homes. It's
true. Oh, okay.
That is, like, unfucking measurable on that scale.
Oh,
that scale.
So all of the Pokemon stuff is really freaking you out.
I don't know what that is.
I didn't see any Pokemon stuff.
that was a joke.
Pokemon stuff.
That was an absolute.
Oh, I totally like.
As he said the NASCAR stuff. Like yeah.
This is a real analysis from me on
Sure.
your existence and
Sure.
not just yours, but everyone I've ever interacted with. Poor wire management fucking fires me up.
Oh, does it?
Like if there's if there's an extension cord somewhere,
Oh man.
if there is I'm like, what else don't you put effort into in your life?
I've never
what else
heard,
don't you
I've
try to do
never heard
correctly?
anybody call it wire management. I've heard cable management. Because I'm an IT guy, so everybody's like cable management.
Yeah, it's very important.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Store your wires correctly.
Eh,
Speaking of wires,
yeah,
you got a whole electric breaker like next door.
Yeah.
Like your neighbor
yeah. Is an
is
electric.
electricity.
Is cancer.
Yes.
You ever
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Do you ever get shocked by I don't know?
You know-
the air.
No.
No?
You know what I don't get? Power outages.
God, duh! You just walk next door and crank it.
Everybody was like, "Our power's out. Is yours?" And I went, "Nope,
Never will be either.
no." And you know what? I also don't have a neighbor on the north side. I mean, I guess there's some folks that are living over there, but not really a neighbor. So, I only have one neighbor here.
They live there, but they don't have a home. They're like home free.
Ah,
They have tents.
They're like it's intense. To
Yeah,
live over there.
I don't think it's intense, but they're intense. Yeah. I don't know. Did you not
Intentions?
see them? No, there's people out there.
I didn't see him.
Oh, okay. No, I have no neighbors except for this guy over here, and he's like 88 and he has one eye. He wears an eye patch.
What's his sex bunker like? Like different, better?
Probably better. He only has one eye though.
Yeah.
So not a lot of peripheral stuff.
You said he's 88.
Yeah.
Probably prohibition themed.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
How many legs?
He has both his legs.
Both his legs?
Yeah.
For his
Okay.
proby sex bunker?
He-
How many parrots?
The only time I've ever met him, he came over to like enlist my help with against the local gangs.
Oh,
And I was like,
Oh.
well, I'm new here. I don't know who all the gangs are. I'm gonna go to the rush week.
yeah,
but,
let me go jump in.
are
yeah.
you talking about the roaming gangs of Chihuahuas and Borellis?
Yeah.
Because that's a very real thing.
It is.
Like I warned you earlier,
Mm-hmm.
new friend, 10 drink minimum listener,
Ooh.
about staying away from the war zone in the South Valley at night.
Morales.
Stay away from Borellis at night if you're scared of
Yeah.
Chihuahuas. Because there's
Yeah.
literally gangs of hood Chihuahuas that roam around here, and they control this fucking place for 12 hours every day.
They
The
can.
sun goes down. That's motherfucking barter town for these Chihuahuas.
Who run Bata Town?
It's
the
a
Chihuahuas do.
Chihuahua blaster.
Master Blast. Wow, you know the reference. Good. Good deal.
We actually outlawed Thunderdome talk on the program
Oh, no shit.
because
For Lent.
because so many references we were making were always Mad Max centric.
See, no one ever gets that. I was at some show the other day, and there was this really tall woman with a little man. And I told my girlfriend, I was like, who run Bata Town? And she goes, I don't know what that means.
Do you keep a running tally of reasons to leave
What?
your girlfriend?
No.
Oh,
Actually, my girlfriend has, like, she's one of those people that, like, we go to a place and I'll order food, and then she's like, that's what I was going to order. And it's very, weird that we have the same taste in a lot of things.
are you talking about like manipulation or autism? Like, what do you?
No.
I don't understand what you're saying here.
No, like, well, I'll be like, she's like, what are you going to order? I was like, I was going to order this. And she's like, that's exactly what I looked at the menu, and I also felt like I should order.
Oh, gaslighting. You're talking about
yeah.
Okay,
gaslighting.
so-
Sure.
Is it you that orders something different to appease her, or is she the one that
I
orders
usually,
something different?
So you talk about the cable wire thing.
Yeah.
Like, one of my like things is whenever I'm at like a restaurant and someone goes, what are you going to order? I don't like to tell people. It's a thing. I just don't want to do it. I don't.
That's just fucking weird. It's
Yeah.
weird.
It's one of my little quirks.
You could put a little twist on that and go with a number or whatever, but that's not how the menu is laid out. So you're getting egg parm,
Or-
you're like number 4.
Or just be like, or say something not on the menu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but also that it might be my thing. I go off the menu all the time.
I'm going to do the salmon pasta. And they're like, really? Where is that at?
Like, no, I was just going to ask if they have it.
Sir, this is an Arby's.
Yeah. Oh, what is the Arby's like main sandwich? Like the big something?
The roast beef.
Beef and cheddar.
Yeah.
Beef and cheddar. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that every time we'll be at like a Italian place. I'm gonna get the beef and cheddar.
Beef
with,
and cheddar. You got the
extra
5 for
cheese.
5?
5 for 5, yeah. The 4 for 4.
Curly fries.
What was the Wendy's? The 4 for 4. I'm gonna get the 4 for 4.
All beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese.
I'm gonna get Wendy's number 2. They do the square patties because they don't cut corners. Just weird shit like
Is
that.
that real?
I like
Yeah,
that a lot.
That's what Dave Thomas would always say.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. He was the half of a comedy duo with Rick Moranis, and they did a movie called Stranger Brew.
Canadians. That's why you don't know.
Canadians.
That's why you don't know about them.
Chris Jericho's
So speaking of,
Is he really?
Yeah, his dad played for the New York Rangers.
not named Jericho.
That's the second time we've had a Chris Jericho reference.
Yeah.
Is that the guy that went on a murderous rampage? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit.
That's French.
I wouldn't,
Wrong,
and I
Chris.
also wouldn't
French
call it. I
Canadian.
wouldn't call it a rampage. I mean, his wife and child, but
and himself.
yeah. I mean, there's
Very
some
cool.
conspiracy theories out there though.
About
Okay, go on.
That he was killed and she was murdered by Kevin Sullivan.
He was actually Q.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this Kevin Sullivan
He
story.
was
I'm familiar
actually
yeah,
JFK Jr.
because he stole Kevin Sullivan's wife and all that stuff. You know the story.
with. I do know the story.
You know the rhyme.
So speaking of like Canada or Mexico versus the United States,
Finally.
one day I walked into Ojos Locos
Nice.
and it was in soccer or football, whatever you want to say, Team Mexico versus Team Canada. And there was a lot of people there cheering for Mexico, and every time Mexico scored a goal, the people cheered like it was like the World Cup.
Van, what did that sound like?
What do you mean?
Whatever they.
I do a home run call
Oh,
in
my bad.
Spanish.
Never mind.
I don't do goal in
We
Spanish.
would have known.
But
That's okay.
it blew my mind. I was like, you're excited about defeating Team Canada in soccer. I mean,
Well, soccer's like football,
Yeah.
so there aren't that many of them.
right.
So that's why they're also very important.
Mm.
Like I don't know if you know anyone who's ever like played the game of football,
Yeah.
or anyone who like hates
mean-
their wife and dog.
Yeah.
But like these people get real excited about football once a week. It's the same thing with soccer. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's 16 of them a year or whatever.
But it was like 8-0, and I'm like,
Nil. They
nil.
call it. They call
nil.
it nil.
Fair enough.
Well, also is sports betting a factor here? Because there's a strong possibility.
I don't think so. I think it was national pride, and I'm like, but you defeated Canada. Like, I've never looked at Canada when I bet their football.
That just
team is
sounds
amazing.
weird when you say defeated Canada.
Yeah.
Like it's like the easiest thing to do.
Right, but I
Yeah.
was like, imagine if Canada played Mexico in hockey
Or
Which
niceness.
or niceness,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, I don't really, like in Canada, I can't imagine like what a soccer player, like a guy who decides he's going to play soccer over hockey, what that life is like.
In
Yeah.
the competition of easier access to the United States of America, Canada is winning that one.
For sure.
Sure.
They're super out in front.
Build that wall. Build that wall.
So we don't go there, or they don't
To
come here?
Canada?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're coming here taking all our good Canadian doctor jobs.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You know, I think the most pissed I've ever got, and I know you were there with me, Chris, was when Chris lived in Detroit and they put a Tim Hortons there.
Oh,
Chris-
is there a Tim Hortons?
See?
That's like the first
Oh.
shot fired
this outrage?
in the next
Yeah,
war.
Yeah.
And it's Detroit dating Tim Hortons, so the rest of the United States is like, I know that's my least favorite daughter, but I hate that they're dating a Canadian.
You know, wait a minute, man.
Whatever.
What about Stan Mikita's, bro?
It's a good donut.
Is there
stand.
Stan? Yeah.
Whenever Tim Hortons passes the Mason-Dixon line, that's when we riot.
That's when we meet.
That's
at the,
when
that's,
we just invade fucking
well,
Canada.
we all meet at the Waffle House and
Yeah.
we make a plan.
First Nickelback and now this shit.
Yeah.
Van has been, for a lot of years, at least professionally as we've worked together, been a strong supporter of the Mason-Dixon line.
Okay.
He wants to always hold that line. He thinks that the culture surrounding
What,
it is important.
What
You
can't?
g-
What?
keep me give me New Orleans and Miami.
Okay.
You could have the fucking rest.
Really?
Of the
south of Mason-Dixon line.
Okay.
I'll give it
Yeah.
a second.
I'm fine with
The
that.
rest.
What about Houston? Aren't
Maybe
you from
Coastal
there?
Carolina. No, I just like the Astros.
Coastal
Yeah,
Carolina.
I don't give a shit about Houston.
Okay. How did you feel about the whole Astros slamming a trash can with a bat?
I
thing?
fucking loved every second of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Astros have the best player development, the best drafting, the best front office, the best money management, and we're also the best fucking cheaters. I love it so much.
All right, as long as you're aware.
When Bill Belichick does it, he's a genius. When we do it, we're assholes. Suck a whole bag of dicks. I don't care.
It is currently, as we record this program, March the 26th. That is
Okay.
a Sunday night. It is 6:30 p.m. on that Sunday night. And I am receiving direct messages from fans
Yeah.
telling me to fuck off because my prediction of the Mountain West Conference doing so poorly in post-play was proven wrong today. And that I am a piece of shit scumbag. So welcome to the show, Chris. You're going to
Yeah.
get a lot of fun
Yeah, this is gonna
exposure.
be
Oh
real
no,
fun.
I love that. Like I had a Instagram reel go viral,
Congratulations.
and and people are like, "Are you reading?" Like everybody's like, "Oh, you don't want to read the comments." Man, I fucking love it. I'll tell you this. So it was like me playing the game Skate 3, and I did this like jump over a bridge, and I did whatever.
You're not speaking a language that
It's a video game, but like my favorite one was I loved going through the like comments, and someone's like, "My fucking 4-year-old little brother could do that shit," and I would respond back, "Awesome, he sounds like he's really good at the
That's
game."
great, yeah.
And then they would like, they would see that someone responded to them, and then they would see that it was me that put up the video, and like they'd be like, hey, sorry I talk shit, man. I didn't. And I'm just responding that if your 4-year-old cousin could do it or brother, he's probably pretty good, And I just love doing that, so I'm fine. I'm cool with it. I've gone on the radio with Buck a couple times.
Yeah.
And someone said that because our last
Aaron Burnett.
Yeah,
Buck,
yeah.
Aaron Burnett.
our
He speaks
na-
very highly of you.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
yeah. They were like, "You guys have the same last name. Are you guys married?" And I was like, that's a good one. That's pretty funny. Like I'm all for it.
and you say, only if he'll have me.
If he can carry me across the door, the threshold.
Van and I took over the afternoon slot in September.
God, why did you say slot like that?
Yeah, how
Very
would
sexual.
you say
Hot
it?
slot.
No, just say slot. Just
I
the
mean,
word slot.
That slot was there for the
Slot.
We just
Yeah,
we
we
took it. We took it
Gash.
force.
So we slid into the slot
Yeah.
in September. So we did with 2021. We took over that time slot, and
Sounds right.
The show before us was very heavily sports centric. It was very.
I know.
It was named after like sports adjacent stuff, like sports. What's the name of the show before us? I feel like an idiot. I'm not trying to
Sports
disrespect.
Bar?
Sports bar.
Oh, the sport. That's right.
Yeah,
So
with
Welcome back to
Michael
the
and Mike.
sports bar. Blah 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 blah.
That's probably a rejoin that they used.
Yeah.
So the sports bar was the show before us, and it was very centric into traditional radio broadcasts. It was very here are the balls and strikes from yesterday. Here's the rundown, whatever, and it's really good for that audience.
Sure.
Cool. With that said, Van and I came in like a fucking wrecking ball. So when we came in, we immediately rebranded from ABQ Central, which was our weekend program, centered around.
I was wondering that because I
Yeah.
did see you guys do the ABQ Central thing.
yeah,
It was a strong logo.
yeah, we did
We got
well.
really good merch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was received well in the community. We for what it was on the weekend, similar to your podcast, but just
Sure.
with radio airwaves. Mm-hmm. So when we transitioned over to 2 Men On, we didn't tell anyone that publicly. That was
Yeah.
all back at the house. We designed it out, created a concept,
Okay.
and obviously 2 Men On being a baseball terminology.
Yeah.
No, of course, yeah.
2 Men On. Chris
Blah, blah,
Burnett
blah.
up to bat. Yeah,
Chris Burnett up to bat. 2 men on.
yeah. So
Obviously, an entendre. Like
An entendre.
2 men on any subject that
yeah,
we could think of.
2 Men On,
Or like we want to make it like blatantly homoerotic as well.
and that's
like,
how it
as-
was perceived, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was
very sexual.
Because we're not just 2 Men On 10 drink minimum, which
Yes.
is that's a sentence.
Cool.
That's a sentence.
Yeah.
But every email and tweet and
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was
Oh, I'd love it.
like what are these queers doing here talking about baseball when this is an NFL city? And first of all, you look around and gesture broadly and you say, what NFL?
Right.
Yeah.
The Raiders, bro.
Yeah, the
By the way, we love the Duke City Gladiators.
Big
Yeah.
Duke City Gladiator guy, but to me, it was so. I
Which
did not.
also aren't playing in Albuquerque.
They're playing technically on Albuquerque turf. So to me, whenever
Did a
we,
whole show on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
did Larry Barker come in or did he
No.
big time you? Wait,
Thanks,
he-
TK.
need
Larry
his
Barker
number?
used to come in and get his computer fixed at a computer place I worked at, and we'll say that. Yeah.
Is that also an entendre? Get his computer fixed? Is that
Oh,
what you're saying?
ayo.
Larry Barker from St. Louis, Missouri. Don't know if people know that.
Interesting.
So whenever we rebranded the show, I was professionally and personally alarmed and astonished at just how ready Albuquerque was to jump on something that was slightly like homosexual adjacent.
Oh, yeah.
There was-
I would have leaned into it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Yeah. We talk about all the time. We talk about our common law marriage, and we talk about
Nice.
yeah. We have
I'm in. So yeah, that's perfect because I don't give a fuck.
all
And
three
when,
of
and when we get back, Albuquerque, it's 2 men on Chris Burnett.
yeah,
Ooh, is it now?
yeah.
Yes.
Do I have to pay extra?
We got a
I'm a big boy.
we. Somebody sent a diatribe of an email.
Oh, I love
And
it.
me talking about this is the attention they want. Somebody sent just a novel about Van talking about perineums.
Yes.
Van had mentioned perineum a
So-
dozen times.
The shtick was the bit was that in between the Super Bowl and opening day is the perineum of the sports world, because nothing really goes on.
Yeah.
And we just really leaned into the perineum thing
We're-
for like 30 minutes.
And we turned it into like a Dave Matthews bit, and we were
Yeah.
doing the space between.
Yep.
And
gotcha.
it's a very good bit. It's very funny. It's we refer to it, if you check out our old episodes, at Talk ABQ on Spotify or wherever. It's the perineum episode. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
So anyways, this person sends in a thing.
Oh.
And they're like, I cannot believe
This is
that
allowed.
my child was subjected
Oh,
to
gravy.
this, that, and whatever. And from the highest mountain in, a village that's completely flat, this person is screaming at our bosses, and our bosses pull us in and they say,
Great segment, guys.
yes. You know how many? You know what the numbers are? Did they really say that?
they did, well, you know what's interesting about the numbers? 'Cause we're not allowed to talk about the numbers
No.
on our show. There's FCC
No.
rules. There's all these
Sure.
things. Your boys here went to number 1.
Nice.
Like that time slot as it existed for the previous 16 or 27 years, Van? Is that how
Yeah.
long the sports channel's been around?
30 something.
30 something years.
Okay.
The time slot that we are in has never been number 1.
Wow.
It's true.
We took that son of a bitch to number 1.
From the morning and everybody.
From Jim Rome, Chris, Colin
We
Cowherd.
beat Colin Cowherd.
Beat 'em all.
Jim Rome.
Beat them all. Beat the competitor in town.
Beat the morning show for the
Nice.
first
Beat 'em
time
all.
in the history of the station.
So yeah.
Beat every single show on the competitor.
So
But right now we're not sitting number 1. Jim Rome's out in front of us. That's whatever. We'll
so
come
that's
back.
the goal. So that's
We'll
the
come
goal. So that's what we're gonna go for.
But yeah, that's the thing. We know the product is there. We know people are not just listening, but they're liking,
But
and
you're number
sharing,
one.
and retweeting.
You're number one in Albuquerque.
Correct.
See,
Were.
well, I guess. Yeah, I mean, but you're the number one group that's in out. Like Jim.
Oh,
Rome's
we're
not in
number
Albuquerque.
one local in all of
Local.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't live here. He's not like
Correct. Well, I mean, but don't
No.
discredit the product it draws.
No, of course not. Of course not.
You know what we need, Van? Write this down.
Okay.
We need a shirt that says number 1 adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number
create
one-ish.
that
Yeah.
number 1-ish.
So, my question is what can I bring to the program? What do you
excellent
need
question.
from me?
Hot bod.
Well, I do have the hot bod.
White glasses.
Yeah, you got that?
oh,
Do you have a
oh.
signature silhouette? Would that help?
I do.
You're
Can
the
you do my
benevolent
silhouette,
ruler.
but then put white glasses on it?
Yeah. Are we breaking fourth walls here? We're going to shoot right now?
Well, you're
Whatever.
you're the benevolent ruler of downtown. You're the mayor of downtown.
I hear that. That's what people say.
You're not democratically elected, so I think you're more like the dictator of
I do
downtown.
rule with an iron fist.
Yeah,
but,
you do. You
but you
fist
have
a
to.
lot
but
of dudes.
I fist a lot of
What?
something.
Dudes.
Dudes.
Yeah, dude's the answer.
You know what's funny about you being the mayor of downtown is
Sure.
I did radio for a long time in St. Louis, Missouri, and I won this whatever the alibi equivalent
Yeah,
was of
yeah,
St.
yeah.
Louis. I won this competition and became governor of the Riverbend because the Riverbend.
He's governor of the Riverbend.
So that's how I would do it exactly. And the Riverbend is where the Mississippi River comes down, comes back up slightly, goes back
Okay.
down. So whenever I became governor of the Riverbend.
I'm gonna need another Topo Chico. my friend.
Excuse me, you are speaking
From your-
to the governor of the Riverbend. Please speak accordingly. Right?
No, you're wrong, peasants.
Yeah. Please,
Do you want pineapple?
please bow.
I want anything except for pineapple.
Please bow for the governor
That's better.
of the Riverbend, please.
So what we need now is to find Van a
Thank
title.
you, Topo Chico.
The Duke
That already exists
or the
here.
Earl. Where do you live?
And I'll tell you what.
What is the
part of-
lowest elected
I
municipal
really
official?
like cheese and vegetables in between bread.
Ooh,
How about the Earl of Sandwich?
It already existed. That's
Is
already
that
been
already a
taken.
person?
Yeah, it
Is
was
that
a
what
guy, a guy did that.
Okay, next.
Yeah.
I live in Four Hills for like
Oh my gravy.
2 more days,
Oh, then where?
and then I'm going to. Oh God, what's
You
it
could be
called?
the clerk of
where
Central
Netflix is at. What's it called? The,
Where Netflix is at?
in the internet.
Yeah,
Are you
where
moving to the internet?
Yeah.
the amphitheater is at Netflix. What's that fucking neighborhood called?
Porto del Sol.
Something like that.
no,
it's a
it's-
Spanish name.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
Where,
I don't know where I'm going.
Puerto del
I got an address.
Netflix. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do like the idea of you being the clerk of Central, though. I feel like that's a very good.
He's a city planner.
That one's actually above that. That's
Oh, whoops.
yeah.
I'm the comptroller.
You're
Comptroller.
in the municipal hierarchy of talent and expertise in this field, Van. You're like a volunteer firefighter.
Ooh, we know how much you love those.
Van Nelly, the meter maid.
Fucking hate volunteer.
But he's
firefighters.
head. You hate
How
volunteer
dare
or regular
you compare
firefighters?
me to a meter maid.
Hey, you know what? Fuck the. In Albuquerque,
Fuck the maid.
here's what'll happen downtown. You go to leave a bar.
Fuck the maid. What am I, Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Here's what happens in Albuquerque. You walk from a bar. You're almost to your car. Someone walks up, stabs you. You die. Your body falls right down by your car.
Super soft.
The
body
meter,
with
the
way you
meter,
described
the
this.
meter people will walk over, step across your body to put the ticket under your
Butt
thing.
cheeks. Wait,
Well,
what?
your butt cheeks, under your windshield wiper, and then walk away. And then they'll tow the car, and your body will still be there. I swear to God, that's how bad they are. Like the meter people down here.
I'm not trying to be that guy. No
Mm-hmm.
one is stabbing me to death.
All right, now it's a challenge. Jesus, boy, I wouldn't have done that.
I just.
Are you familiar with Project Paperclip?
I wouldn't have thrown that out in the
where
world.
NASA brought in all those Nazis to be scientists, so Russia didn't get them.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
We did the same thing with meter maids.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Really?
Exact
I've
same
never
thing in
believed this.
Albuquerque. Yeah. They're all Nazis.
I actually, well, I believe that too.
Yeah. Check their 23
I walked around the corner to take a picture of my friend in front of the El Rey, and we walked back around, and there was a ticket, and we never saw a person. I was like, did they just like literally 4.5, maybe 5 minutes?
Are we going to talk shit about that or like compliment them? 'Cause
No,
that's
I was pretty
skillful.
I was pretty impressed. I thought they
Yeah.
just came down the side of the building, like repelled, and just like and then we're gone. Because
Drones.
if I was that job, I would want to talk to as least people as I could.
They're called meter maids because that's the amount of distance they can go in 0.1 seconds. Is like
A meter?
Yeah, a meter.
Okay.
I'm. Do you think someone's going to try to stab you to
Not
death
good
now?
with the
Like as a
metric
challenge
system.
now?
No.
Oh man.
My experience here in Albuquerque has been the exact opposite.
Yeah.
When I first moved to town, and Van introduced me to this because I had spent zero significant time in the Southwest, and I learned, God, maybe the first time we went out to a bar, I learned machismo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's
And
a thing.
I remember you explained to me, and I go, "Are you talking about like little dick stuff?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's like
yeah.
little
Kinda,
dick adjacent."
kinda.
Yeah, and
I mean, to be fair, when they go to,
be
stab
fair.
you, when they stab you, they're not going to get anywhere above your torso, because most people who do that,
all my favorite parts are below my torso.
yeah, they're not tall. Not a lot of tall
The
people.
stabbers?
Like femoral artery
Yeah.
and my penis.
What's that
those are
first
like
one?
the two big places.
What was that first one?
That's the big one in your thigh. Would you bleed to
No
death
one can
super
get to
easy?
that. Everyone who's ever been between my thigh, knifeless.
Well, you kind of threw it out in the world now,
right,
so
well.
we'll see what happens.
You don't walk to your car a lot downtown.
Yeah, right.
That's my thing here about here though, is those opportunities that people have had to take advantage of others. It's the most predatory stuff ever. No one is messing with me at my size. No one is messing with you at your
yeah,
size.
yeah.
No, I don't get messed with. No.
Never ever.
No one's messing with me because of my face.
No. Well,
The weird face. Like I'm not
They're,
messing with that
they're
guy.
like they walk up though. I'm gonna fuck the. Oh,
Never mind.
you know-
He's obviously into some weird shit.
he's had a rough life already.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
too
yeah.
much. It's
It's
too
bad.
much.
I have absolutely caught this one downtown where
Okay.
a guy with maybe a little bit more machismo than me and maybe like pointier boots than me.
Okay.
He'll call me Jolene. He'll like please just stay away from like me and my people here.
Oh,
like,
I gotcha.
Like you're tall and you're white and you're not from here and we don't need you around our people. And I'm like, I get that. I get that you're
Fine. And
asking
that's fair.
that.
That's
You
fair.
get that kind of racism.
Oh God. More often than I would like to experience.
Like, how tall are you?
Very.
Huh.
I don't know, I'm like a short
Yeah.
6'7", maybe
He's like
6'6".
6.5 ish.
Yeah.
I'm big, dude.
You are. No, you are.
Man, not all this tea needs to be spilled here, but there have been times when I'll be with someone the summer months, and I'm
Okay.
like, hey, the holidays are coming. It's a gal.
Yeah.
And I'll
the
say,
cuffing season, I think is what they
it's,
call it.
ooh. And I'm like, cool, let's cuff up. What do we want to do for the holidays? And
I just learned that this past year.
oh.
Yeah,
Like-
we did a whole show on it
Well,
when you were gone one day.
When you said you learned it, like someone was like with you just because
No.
it was. Oh,
So I'm sorry to interrupt, Fred.
No, take your time.
I've had a thing forever, and I never knew why. So I don't date in between Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day.
Okay.
I stay aggressively single. I don't.
Is it
I don't
big-
date with intention because
you don't like buying gifts.
Well, I mean, that's part of it, obviously.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, but like
Frugality.
people catch feelings too fast during the holidays. You take them home into the fam, and it becomes a thing way too fast.
Okay.
And of course, the fake ass bullshit of Valentine's Day
Yeah.
compounded. So February 13th every year, I am on a fucking rampage.
Nice.
Anyways, go ahead. And I just found out that what I've been avoiding is cuffing season.
Yeah.
And I just did it kind of instinctively as a dude with an active penis, not as like a person avoiding buying presents.
You get no birthday presents with this approach.
Right.
I don't care. I don't need anything.
When's your birthday?
February 12th.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm February 3rd.
No way.
Aquarius.
Aquarius. Water bearers.
Interesting.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You were saying, Fred?
You were saying
that-
some guy tried to stab you or something?
No, the shortest version of this is, "Hey Fred, you're too fair skinned to meet my family,"
Oh,
and that I had never experienced until I moved here.
interesting.
Yeah, so there you go. They won't like yeah. Oh, cool. Thanks for the last 3 months.
They went for skin and not height. Like, you're gonna tower over the entire family.
Yeah.
Like a giant.
Yeah, you can't come around my family, Fred, because they're just going to picture your giant dong.
Yeah, there's that too.
Inside of me.
Yeah, just deep inside, all the way past my belly
Just
button.
destroying.
Yeah, just ripping apart my
destroying.
innards.
As I get, maybe you guys experience this too, because I'm 38. What are you, Van? Early
41.
40s? Chris, what are you?
I am
Early
the
40s.
elder of the. I am
Okay.
48.
So as I've gotten older, my big dong is not as impressive to people anymore. Because like when I was a kid, no one had ever seen a big dong before because they were
Right.
also kids.
Well, wow.
And then into my early 20s,
Are we talking like elementary
When did
school?
you
or-
when did you stop showing your dong to kids? Is the
Yeah.
important question. here.
when I stopped being a kid.
Oh, great! Great, thank good answer.
The last time I slept with a kid, I was also a
Hopefully.
kid.
Oh, my
good,
gravy.
yeah.
good.
So, but as I grew older,
I was just like going, is this recording going to the FBI? What is this going to?
but even in your early 20s, people are like, "Oh, cool, like a big dong." And then you get into like your early 30s, and they're like, "Dong, like another cool big dong." And then like I'm into like my late 30s now, and people are like, "Well, Fred, I've actually seen a lot of big dongs. It's cool that you have one.
it's called the internet.
Yeah, it's not a novelty
Yeah.
anymore. Like I know now as a
Like, are you-
grown, mature
My question is,
mother.
are you just showing this down the street and people are like,
No,
no, I've seen
no.
it. I've seen it.
No, everyone who sees my dong does it in the traditional.
Yeah.
We're a little buzz through the moonlight of a cracked window in my bedroom
Oh.
setting.
Oh, I thought maybe it was like when you're in like a restaurant and somebody brings in necklaces to sell and you're like, no, I've seen it. No, I don't need it. You're saying like this is in private. Someone's like, yeah, not impressive.
Not that they're like not impressive, but they're like, again,
Again?
yeah,
My
What's-
guts hurt from the last time.
yeah. Somebody else's big dong has already made an impression in my life.
Impressionable dongs.
Yeah. Wow.
Dong, dong.
Interesting.
So there you
Okay.
go.
Well, fair enough.
That won't make the radio show.
No. Well, I mean, we could say it a different way.
Well, because you were talking about what to contribute to the program. Don't contribute that. Here's what we're asking for.
none dong talk.
Yeah.
We'll
these-
save that for
Zero.
Sundays here on 10 drink minimum.
When
Yeah.
you told your co-host we weren't coming here, they were like, "Cool a night off," or they were like, "You are big timing."
Well, one had work, and the other one. So Smiley is an enigma, and this is literally. what he-
Whoa.
Yeah, hold up. We
Hold
don't use
on.
that word.
Just
Enigma?
because Fred made a roots joke
Oh.
earlier,
Yeah, you can't just start saying
you can't
that.
just say enigma.
Yeah.
I'll read,
2023.
I'll read you his text to me.
Is it written in English?
Thanks for not saying enigma, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Whoa. He wrote, dude, the left side of my neck is all swollen. I'm not sure I should be around people. Like,
What?
okay.
I'm familiar with.
Does he have a newfound taste for blood?
Does he have a goiter?
But
I don't know.
what's
But
going
for
on?
real, if he is tasting
Yeah.
copper, he should go to an emergency room.
Tell him
Yeah.
to go
Right
look
now.
in a mirror.
Yeah.
He
Can he see
is-
himself in a mirror?
He is like 40 and he's already had two heart attacks.
He's currently having his third heart
Could be.
attack.
Tell him to walk within a meter of garlic.
No, he was an EMT. He was an EMT. And like I was at a party one time with him and he's like looking at his hands and he's like, man, blood is pooling in my hands. I think I'm having a heart attack.
Jesus Christ.
And he like took his pizza and he like wrapped it up. He's like, I'm gonna go to the emergency room. And he
He
like
took his pizza.
and he got
so good.
he got a taxi to the emergency room. And
Why didn't he just call Domino's for a ride?
right, and he was having a heart attack, and I was like, I can't believe you took your pizza. And he goes, have you been in an emergency room? He's like, it takes a while. You might want to get hungry. I was like,
Not wrong.
Not if you're having a heart attack.
No.
Maybe you shouldn't have pizza
You're not
ever.
wrong.
But yeah, so when he's like, my neck is swollen, But no.
Those stories, that's what we
Yeah.
want you to bring to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, his name's Smiley. We got to have him on the show sometime, on the radio show, because yeah, he's crazy. Like he's that guy that is like his life is like insane, but he's not aware. Like to him, it's a normal day.
Yeah.
You know, and like he'll tell like these insane stories, and you're always like, oh, it's not real. And then every time it ends up being a real story that happened to him, and you're like, how on earth is your life this crazy?
You know, there's something so very funny about you saying that, because I have a very similar energy
Yeah.
where like I've been fortunate to have done some very fun and cool and to some impressive things. But if you don't dull down the way you tell a story,
Right.
people immediately
Think it's fake.
will discredit it.
Yeah.
And then you end up with oh yeah, and here's the photo about it. And they're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Smiley, like he's had 3 DUIs, but none of them are on record because he goes and gets a good lawyer and he gets off. But like the third time he got a DUI, he drove through the checkpoint, like he blew through it, and they pull him over. And he's a little guy. He also was like
it sucks to be described that way.
he was a dancer, so he's always kept himself very thin. So they handcuff him. They put him in the back of the car, and he's able to pull one of his hands out.
Nice.
Of the cuff. So they come and they open the door, and he looks at him and he goes, ta-da, and he holds his hands up. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, they did not like that. And I'm like, no, they did not.
Of course I didn't like that.
Fuck no, they did not like that. So that's, he's one of those people. So I'll definitely bring that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to start. I'm excited to, be a part of this whole
Have you been tuning in at all?
I have.
What about it? Anything jumping out to you?
So I was really stoked when you guys did, like you guys have done a couple of segments, and I was like, damn it, I wish I was there for that. Like when you guys did the greatest basketball sneaker that ever made. I was like,
yeah.
I was sitting there, I was like, shit,
We
man.
did that recently?
Yeah. Buck,
we didn't.
It was probably about a month ago. Buck was on the show still with you guys.
Oh, we did non-Air
I think
Jordan
you
basketball
were-
sneakers.
Yeah.
Yes, non-Air
That-
Jordan
yeah.
ones. And I messaged in, and I was like the Nike Air Raid because I was a Tim Hardaway fan.
Yeah, those are sweet.
And I was like, dude. And then I was trying to look up the Scottie Pippins, like the first ones he made, which were kind of cool. Because I had I also had the David Robinson pump ones where they had the little dial that you could change the
Sure.
pump, where you
Oh,
could
yeah.
pump one side of the shoe and then pump the other side of the shoe. I had the Reebok pumps, which had the little basketballs that John Cena brought back, and he would pump up. Remember before he did his like 5-knuckle shuffle?
The what?
The 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah.
A 5-knuckler?
So you can't see me.
I mean,
That's the
yeah.
5-knuckle shuffle?
Yeah, and we punches him in the
okay.
face. Yeah,
It's
it's like his version of the Rock's like people's elbow.
what are you doing?
What?
Don't do that.
No.
I mean, it's not. It's his own thing. It's
Sure. I don't know.
I mean, how hard is it for every single WWE superstar that's ever performed in the ring to create a finisher that they can apply to absolutely anyone?
well,
I
that's not
kinda-
his finisher.
I kind of only know John Cena through
Brum,
Froggy
brum, brum.
Fresh's music.
Oh,
So
Not from
that's
all the
my
memes?
only experience.
not from all the amazing memes they make about him.
No, from his John Cena action figure.
Oh,
There it is.
Did you see in the WWE 2K3 you can actually download and
The
wrestle
answer is no.
as the John Cena action figure?
That's a good idea.
He comes out like as an action figure and has like all the pivot, the
Points of
ports
articulation.
of articulation. There you go. So yeah, you don't play video games either. huh?
No.
Weird.
You know what I have?
What?
A life.
Shit. We'll see.
Will we?
We're gonna judge this
You got
life.
Mortal Kombat in here. You got NBA Jam in here.
I got a pinball machine.
You got Tekken.
With the radio show that we do 3 hours a
Yeah.
day, 5 days a week.
Yep.
I don't know how
That
many.
takes up all your time.
I mean, it takes up that much time plus the time.
15 hours.
But the point I'm trying to get to is not the time that it takes, but on that program. And we recognize that we had our listener base in 15-minute spurts. And we recognize how we could recycle so many stories
Sure.
over and over again.
Sure.
Shit, I don't tell the same story twice.
Yeah. It's easy not to do that.
Well, except we did Outlaw Mad Max. That did happen.
Mad Max,
Any reference?
oh wow.
There was just too many.
We used to do that too. Because we had a lot of fans in Australia. We had a fan from Australia come and visit us, and I would always make.
That's cool.
Very sexual.
I would always we have a guy coming in July from London.
Could have just stopped after coming.
Yeah.
Nice.
But so we would make a lot of Mad Max references on this show because I was like, all I think Australia looks like is the movie Mad Max. They just don't have gasoline. They just fight each other all the time and ride around in like post-apocalyptic that's what I thought Australia was like.
Like no go-go juice?
Yeah, sure. You know, throwing boomerangs with a blade on it. You know,
You ever
cutting
thrown
them.
a boomerang?
Yeah,
Name some harder shit.
that's pretty hard. That's pretty hard to do.
I mastered it when I was a kid.
What?
Really?
I asked for one for Christmas.
Are you
year.
a one-upper?
Let me help you out here.
Oh, dude, I'm the biggest story topper on the planet. Like we were talking about
Unless
your
you're in
friend
Australia, you're a story bottomer.
your little tiny friend Smiley or whatever.
Yeah.
Tiny smiles?
Little smiley.
That's the way I am. Like somebody will tell a story about something, and I'll start telling a story about something, and they're like, "Oh fuck, he's a story topper." Like, no, this is true. Like you're just segueing. I'm just segueing. Like you gave me a topic, and I'm talking about it.
Sure.
I'm not one-upping you. Like I have more fucking fantastic stories that I've forgotten than Joe Schmo's kind of had.
man.
You know what I mean?
Well, not to top Van here, but me too, but better.
Not to top that. No, I'm just kidding. JK.
Give me the old topper, baby. What?
That's a part that doesn't transition to our show. That
What?
Like internet culture stuff.
No?
No, like Van and I talk about it regularly. But if you try to drop something on the program that's like
Internet?
the top story on Reddit or whatever,
Sure.
no one in real life gives a fuck.
About
Right.
But
Reddit.
yeah, what's the name of the fat dude that won the Oscar that the internet thought was so important?
Oh,
The fat dude, Brendan Fraser?
Brendan Fraser. No one in real life gives a
He's
fuck
not a
about
fat
Brendan.
dude in real life.
And I saw him. I saw him win the Oscar.
Okay.
So no one gives a fuck about this. And if you try to bring it on the program,
how is that? Okay, how is that a Reddit thing? Oscars.
it's not. It's because it went to a fat dude. It was one of them.
Today's I-9 varsity, the varsity of Oscars.
Yes.
So you're saying only people care about beautiful people? Is what you're
no?
saying.
What, like the masses?
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser was beautiful.
He was.
At one time, yeah.
Yeah, until what happened? Life caught up with him. Like all these sad sacks that listen to us all the time. That's the stuff. For real though, that stuff doesn't work. If we were to talk Dogecoin,
Yeah.
like no one gives a fuck.
No.
We kind of have. We shut it down real fast though.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, there was a learning curve to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
What is the audience specifically into?
NFL football.
NFL football.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. That's the only thing sports fan.
NFL football and
But
our
your
banter.
show
Yeah.
is sports adjacent, though.
Correct.
So other than sports, what do they like?
Well, we're going to talk about sports, but we're not going to be like, oh, the Yankees are 3.5 games out of first place.
How do you
They
feel
got-
about that? How do you feel about
they got a 230 batting average on the road. It's
Tomorrow we
like, no,
could-
that's not what we do.
March 26th.
Yeah, we're like, this backup catcher for the Blue Jays got caught jerking off in a Target parking lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Hey, LeBron.
That actually happened, by the way.
LeBron returns tonight, right? LeBron's going to return and play basketball tonight.
Okay.
Cool. Got him mentioned on the show. Do you, for 1 second, think I'm going to talk about how the 7th and 12th seed in the West is divided by one game
No.
and anything could happen between
No.
No. But there's a fucking nerd out there who loves that stuff,
Yeah, they
and
do.
they can go get it somewhere else.
Fucking A.
But it was explained to me one time by our program, and I thought this was written out. People who come to our show, listeners of our show, become friends of our show. When they come to our show, they want deposits made into them. And they want that deposit to be what? They want it to be our banter. They want it to be NFL talk.
Sure.
And anytime we go away from that, if we talk WWE or if we talk World Baseball Classic, you have to think of it as a withdrawal.
Yeah.
And we cannot withdraw more than what we have deposited into our friend of the show fan base. So, very much and regularly, are we going to the well on NFL talk,
Sure.
on my outrage talk, on Van's idiocracy talk, because those are the things that I think resonate really well with the audience. Sure as shit, not World Cup soccer breakdown.
No.
No.
Like, I've had people that are like, I would like for you guys to do more political stuff. I was like, oh, you can't get that in the other hundreds of thousands of media places that do just politics. No, I'm good.
We have to ride the fine line in between
Yeah.
doing a program for the listeners and doing a program for ourselves.
No, that's fair.
Because we can just sit around and talk shit and be funny
Absolutely.
for 3 hours.
Sure.
But we still have to be engaging with the audience
Right.
and give them what they want to hear.
Well, if we were doing the inside joke show, we would
Yes.
laugh harder than anyone.
For sure.
Yeah, but
Well,
we
yeah.
can't do the inside joke show.
No, because you got to make money. Like that's the thing that was really weird for me. I was like, you guys were like, yeah, come and do this show with us, and I was like, cool. And then they sent me an email and they're like, here's your I-9 and your da-da-da. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is
Oh,
actually a
shit,
job.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought of that. I was like, oh, wow, weird. It like kind of weirded me out a little bit. I was like, oh, yeah, well, fuck. I didn't even think of this.
I mean, it's going to sound, oh gosh, like every sports fanatic is like, If I could, I'd play professional baseball for free. I'd play football
Shit.
for free. I'd work in sports talk radio for free. Fucking no, you would not.
No, you wouldn't. No.
I love talk radio. I made a lot of money doing it for a long time. You know why? Because I work really fucking hard.
Well, and like before you got here, Van and I were talking about this. Like I just saw somebody on Facebook and they're like, I don't know, I might just fuck around and start a podcast network. And I literally went, no, you won't. Because you're a musician, number one. Number two, like, if you don't fucking have...
The way he said musician, that's the exact same way he said slot earlier.
Right? But, like, you know, that kind of shit, like, annoys the shit out of me. Because it's, like, that whole, like, condensation of, like, I don't know how you say it. But, like, they're, like...
Condemnation.
Where they look down on you and they're like, oh, what you do is easy. I'll just do it real quick. Fuck you. Like you're going to start first of all, start a podcast and do it for a serious amount of time.
Do it for an hour.
Yeah.
All right?
So I'm one worse than
We
you
do
on this.
15 hours a week. Get fucked.
And
You can't do this.
Van was talking about story time. I'm about to story top you. So as this conversation has happened to me 1,000 fucking times in my existence, I say, hey, cool, I got the equipment right here. You can borrow it. But the second you quit, you got to give it back. And I do this every single time. Every single time someone's like, I'm thinking about starting a thing. Hey, great. You know what I have?
Right.
All the stuff you need.
Right.
Do you want to withdraw from me? Because you got to put deposits back in. And I will lose it on that. Because this is art, man.
Fucking A, it is.
Like, I'm not
It
to
drives-
get on a soapbox.
But like that blew my brain out of my head. Like, you're not even going to start a podcast. You're going to start a podcast network? He's like, I'm going to create a bunch of different shows. I'm like, how about you do one? And do one and get people to listen to it on a regular basis. Then because this is, like, I always equated like starting a band. If you're not into it and you're only kind of halfway into it, it ain't going to work.
So I did this. So for years I had a thing called Talk STL. And Talk STL was a podcast network based in St. Louis, Missouri.
Sure.
And alongside some partners, not exclusively.
Right.
But built a studio and put in a big marble table and did the whole thing. And people would come in and they pay $1 a minute.
Sure.
And they did. And I made a ton of shit and a ton of money. And then they would quit.
Yeah.
And then I'd replace them with someone else.
Sure.
And I had this podcast network that had dozens of dead shows. And then a couple new ones all the time.
Yep.
Cool, I was making some money, but I wasn't making the best network.
No, because the people quit because they just, you know, first of all, their idea wasn't great in the original idea, and everyone's like you get these people, they're like, my friends say I'm funny,
Sure.
I should do it.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool. You know, hopefully you are, but it's hard. Nothing is easy. It's not, it's not like you start a podcast and you're Joe Rogan. Start a podcast and you're like Kevin Smith and have your own. Those people had a fan base already.
Yeah.
I don't know. It always drives me crazy. But anyway, we're at the end. I want to thank you guys for coming on.
I encourage everyone
Thank
to start a
you.
podcast.
You start one, but don't say shit on like I might fuck around and start a podcast network. Like, okay, I mean, do it, say it. But if you're gonna say it, do it.
Then call me and borrow my studio.
Yeah. Do you have a studio?
I got a bunch of them.
We got all the stuff.
You just have studios all over the place.
We
Yeah.
yeah, we had a multiple podcast studio there for a while. Had our own little
Where at?
San Mateo and Osuna.
Oh.
Yeah, so we did that for a while. Van's got
luckily, we survived COVID.
Yeah.
Because the podcast network did not.
Yeah.
I actually started one over COVID, and the people I realized I'm passionate about it, and the people that wanted to start it with me were not. So, yeah.
To me, you have to have. There's one accountability that people don't waver from, and that's money.
Yeah.
So to me, you have to have an exchange of currency, and it has to be from the talent end, because otherwise they don't stay.
Well, I got asked to do this thing.
It's the only way people get into radio.
And they asked me to do it, and they were like, "Yeah, will you teach classes?" And I said, "Sure." Then I found out that I was like not in any part of way going to make any money on it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm out." And then the people who were in the money part were like, "Oh, we don't actually know how to do anything," and it all folded. So, see you later.
I'm not saying I could, but I might be the guy who could teach the master class on fucking making money, because that's the only thing that matters. The content doesn't matter.
No.
The structure doesn't matter.
No.
You can have your super niche thing where you only talk about NASCAR sex bunkers or whatever.
Nice.
And there's going to be an audience for that. I can tell you I'll go sell it to NASCAR.
Nice.
That's the one thing I can do.
That's cool. Well, man, I'm glad you guys. I'm glad to be joining you guys. I'm glad to be.
We're
starting.
glad, man. You're gonna do fantastic.
Great.
Yeah. Sweet. One thing to promote, April 16th, we're going to do the podcast live from Echoes Brewery.
That's cool.
We're going to do a Bert's Tiki Lounge retrospective / the Dingo Bar. So we're going to have people there to tell stories. I'm going to tell stories. And if you have a story about the Dingo Bar or Bert's Tiki Lounge, come on down and we'll have a great time. So starting Tuesday, tune in live, 2 Men On, 610, 95.9, right?
Monday through Friday, 4 to 7.
Yeah.
If you're not in the AM or FM radio area, go to talkabq.com. We're on the KNML app, the TuneIn app. If you can't catch us live, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, the whole thing. 2 Men On.
Yeah, and next week we will not have a podcast because I will be with these guys at WrestleMania.
Should go pretty good.
Go.
And with that, we are 10 drink minimum.
Good job, everyone. GG.
See you next time, Burke.